Hi guys, John here from the Body Engineers and welcome to this TRX full body workout. So in this workout we've got 8 exercises we're going to do, 2 rounds in total. So for the first round we're going to do 30 seconds of work followed by 30 seconds of rest. So this round is more of a demonstration round and just so you can get used to the exercises. And then for the second round we're going to do 45 seconds of work followed by 15 seconds of rest. And then at the end of that round, I would suggest you watching it again and doing at least 1 more round after that, maybe even 2. So what we're going to do to start with is we're going to do the TRX Stationary Lunge. So with the TRX, you want to make sure that you can adjust the straps easily. So when you've got the straps right at the top, you're just going to push the buckle down and then pull the yellow tab up to the top. This is in the shortest position like that. So sometimes you'd want it in that position when you're doing a high, like any of the rows, for example. Whereas for some of the other exercises, particularly when you're putting your feet into the TRX straps, you're going to push the buckles down like this and then pull them down so that then the bottom part of the strap is about mid-calf. So that's what we're going to need it at for a number of the exercises. So to start with though, we're going to keep it at mid-length where the yellow tab is roughly in the middle. And then you want to make sure it's even on both sides. So, and you can see that by the little hash marks at the top. So it's roughly lined up there. So for the first exercise, we're going to do the TRX Stationary Lunge. So for this one, you're just going to grab the TRX with a few fingers. So for this exercise, really all you're using the TRX for is for support. And then you're having one foot in front and then the other foot back. So you're keeping the front foot in line with the anchor point. And then what you're going to do is just slowly lower your body by bringing the knee forward slightly, bending the back leg, keeping your eye gaze up at the TRX anchor point. And then from here, then you're just pushing your front leg into the floor. So you should really feel the glute on this side and then also maybe the quads as well. So you're just keeping eye gaze up, nice tall posture, driving through the floor and then driving back up again. So we're going to do that for the first exercise. And then as we go through the rounds, I'm going to show you the other exercises. So this is a full body workout. We're going to be doing lower body, then we're going to go into upper body, and then lower body, upper body like that, okay? So to start with, we're doing 30 seconds of work, followed by 30 seconds of rest, starting in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. So as I said, we're starting with the stationary lunge, supposedly with the TRX to start with. So one foot in front of the other. Make sure the foot is facing the anchor point, slowly going down. And then knee forward a little bit, but make sure the knee doesn't go over the foot too much because you want to keep the heel flat on the ground. And then you're just pushing straight into the floor. So lean back, keep a nice upright posture with the spine, and then you're driving that foot into the ground. Good. And then we're going to switch sides after that. So this exercise is really great for the glutes and quads. And it's a good unilateral exercise, so you're going to be able to strengthen both sides separately. So for the next round, we're going to do the other side. So you're keeping the foot straight ahead towards the anchor point, and then knee forward a little bit, drop down, and then you're driving through the floor, trying to extend the hip into the ground so you really feel that glute on this side. So let's go. So just driving, going down, knee forward a little bit, make sure the foot is flat on the ground. So that you're not pushing through the toes more or the heel, you're pushing through the whole foot. And if you don't feel the glute that much, what you can do is with the knee over your foot, you can push your hip out to the side a little bit as you go down. So you're getting the hip out and pushing through, and that should help to feel the glute even more. So slowly go down and then driving back up. Good. So then for the next exercise, we're going to do the TRX Push-up. So you're going to bring the TRX down into mid-calf position, and then you're going to need some push-up handles if you have them, or some dumbbells to keep your wrists in a more neutral position. So you twist the TRX, then you're going to make sure as you turn around, you keep tension in the TRX. Come onto your knees, then you're going to grab the push-up handles, and then up into a strong plank. So push the heels back, slowly down, squeeze the shoulders together, and then drive back up. So slowly down and then back up. So just only go as low as your shoulder blades come together. So that's about there for me. So don't feel like you have to bring your nose to the floor because That might be too much range for some people and it might irritate your shoulder. Drive back up. And now again, if this is too hard, you could go to the knees and do this, or you could bring one leg up. No, that doesn't really make much difference. And then come back up. So, and then we're going to go into the hamstring curl. So you might want a mat for this one. You just bring it right in front. And then we're going to go into the same position. So this time you're going to grab just with a few fingers and then place the heels into the straps. So for this exercise, this is working the hamstrings. So make sure that you're pushing. So you're going to come up into like a reverse plank almost, where you're pushing your heels into the strap and then keeping a nice straight line between the hips, ankles and shoulders. And then when you're here, you can use the elbows for support. Lift the hips up a little bit and drive the ankles into the back of the legs. This is a really intense exercise for the hamstrings. And then you're slowly going back. So hips up and drive in. Now, if you want to make this easier, you can scooch so your feet are in front of the anchor point so that you're using the pendulum effect. So you lift the hips up and ankles into the backside. That just then aids the exercise a little bit. So then we're going to go back up into an upper body exercise and we're going to do the mid row. So with a mid row, you're going to want it at a mid length for the hamstring, for the strap, sorry. So for the mid row, you're bringing the elbows out to the side, sort of 45-degree angle. So you're bringing the feet forwards and then slowly extending. And then you're driving up, squeezing the shoulders together. So you're keeping tension in the strap the whole time. Just squeezing the back. This is slightly different to the low row where the elbows are tucked into the sides. With the elbows out a bit more, you're going to feel it a bit more in the back and maybe into the posterior deltoid. And rest there. So that's the back exercise. Then we're going to go back into a core exercise now. So you're going to bring it back to mid calf. We're going to do the side plank. So we're going to do one round on each side. So this is a little bit tricky to get into, but once you go in position, it's a good exercise for the core. So you're going to place the straps on top over your toes like that. You're going to go into a side position. So you're going to have the top leg in front and then the toes of the back leg or the bottom leg into the heel of the front leg or the front foot. And then you're just keeping your elbow underneath your shoulder, making sure you're in that position first. And then you just drive the hip right up. So you're trying to really squeeze underneath here. Make sure you get really nice and steady. So if you lose control, just drop down again. Make sure you get into the right position and then you can drive back up again. And you can do it for say like 5 seconds at a time, then rest and then repeat like that. Unless it's easy enough, then you can do it for the whole minute. So sorry, we're going to do the other side next, which we're going to turn to the other side. So you're going to place the strap over the toes, turn on your side. Whoop. Make sure your foot's right in it. So again, top leg in front and elbow underneath the shoulder. And then you're driving the hip up. Now, if this isn't too challenging, then you can do sort of small little crunches. So you're slowly going down just a little bit and then driving up, squeezing the abs underneath here. So it's really good for the obliques and the abs on one side, and also the erector spinae on the back as well to strengthen up that exercise. So slowly down and then slowly back up. Good job. And then we're going to go back onto our feet. So you're going to put the mats to the side and then we're going to go into some mini jump squats. So you're going to bring, well, you can keep a TRX in this length. So you're just going to grab with a few fingers. Now there's a couple of things you could do. You could either just do body weight squats if your knees aren't feeling very good, or if you have dodgy knees, then you can just do squats like this. So feet are going to be shoulder width apart and the feet turned out a little bit. And if that's easy, you can either do faster squats or you can just do little jumps to make it even harder. Now for 45 seconds, this would be really hard. So you're just trying to get that burn going in the quads, but you're not trying to make it too explosive. You're just trying to keep the tension and build up that explosive power in the quads. Now if that gets too hard, then you can just go down into a regular squat and just do it at a faster pace without the jump. Okay, so that's the end of the first round. So we have a little break and then we're going to go into the next round where we're going to do 45 seconds of work followed by 15 seconds of rest. I'll see you in a second. All right guys, so welcome to the second round. So now we're going to do 45 seconds of work followed by 15 seconds of rest, starting in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. So going back to the stationary lunge. So grab the TRX with a few fingers. You can have it at mid-calf length. It doesn't really matter in terms of the length for this one really. And then you're going to go down a little bit, drive through the floor, and then come back up. Now, if you want to make it more challenging, what you can do is just not rest the back leg onto the ground. So you're just driving up and then knee forward, hip back, really load that ankle and then drive into the floor. So make sure the foot is pointing straight towards the ankle point. You got your balance, make sure you got the balance, because if you don't, then keep the other leg back so that you can keep that balance and focus on the muscle activation and filling in the right place. So feet back and then drive through the floor and then come back up again. Okay, and then we're going to switch sides, then we're going to do the other side. So the left foot now I'm doing, facing the ankle point, knee forward, hip back, really load that ankle and then drive back up again. So right onto the foot. So you're really feeling that stretch in the ankle and then driving through the floor to come back up. Now, as I said, if you're struggling with the balance, keep the back leg on the floor and then you can do it this way instead. Otherwise, you can keep the foot up just to make it a bit more challenging and then drive into the floor. So you're trying to feel the glutes, quads, ankle, drive. And then after this exercise, we're going into the TRX push-up. So you're going to need the push-up handles. Push into the floor. A few more seconds. And rest there. Okay, so then we're going back onto the floor. So you need to be fairly quick getting into position. So rotate the handles. Oh, I've gone the wrong way. Doesn't matter too much actually. So make sure you keep tension. And then grab the handles and then you're going straight into a push-up. So again, you could do it from the knees if it's too hard. So you can go to the knees like this and then just only go down where your shoulder blades come together and then drive back up again. Otherwise, you push the heels back, slowly down, keep the shoulders together and then try and lock the elbow across. That will help to activate the chest in the most. And also make sure your hip is staying up so you're keeping the abs nice and engaged. So a nice straight line between the ankles, hips, and shoulders. Slowly down, and then drive back up. Slowly down, back up. And we're gonna go into the hamstring curl next. So out of the TRX, put the handles to the side, grab the mat, place it in front, and then you're gonna grab the TRX, place the heels in, and off we go. So get into a nice strong plank first, and then hips up, ankles into the back side. This is really intense for the hamstrings. So if you want to make it easier, just scooch yourself forward so the ankle strap, or the ankle point, sorry, is in front of the feet. Pause, and then slowly back. So hips up a little bit. Pause, slowly back. That's it. All right, and then put the mat to the side. Then we're gonna go into the upper body exercise for the back. So you can keep the strap same length, doesn't matter too much for this. So elbows at 45 degrees. Squeeze the shoulders together, walk the feet straight ahead. Slowly down, pause at the top. Make sure you really squeeze at the top and then slowly down again. Don't be too quick. If you do it like this, you may not feel it as much in the back. And adjust your angle. So if you want to make it harder, walk your feet forward. So you could go right forward like this, pause, slowly down, pause, or if you want to make it easier, just be more upright, and then you can be in this position. So pause, slowly down. A few more seconds, really squeeze at the top. Keep your elbows out a little bit so you're feeling it a bit more up into the upper back, and rest there. And then we're gonna go into the side plank. So grab the mat, place it right in front, and then you're gonna put the straps into the feet, or the feet into the straps again, turn onto your side. Make sure the elbow is underneath the shoulder. Come up into a plank, and make sure your shoulder is back as well. You don't want to be rounding forward like this, because then you'll bias one side of your abs. You'll feel it more in the front rather than the back. You want to get that feeling into the erector spinae, into the lower back muscles as well, and the mid back. And then you could do little movements, dropping down a little bit, drive up, squeeze the abs, squeeze the obliques, down a bit, and then up. You might even feel it into the lats as well. The lat is a really good side bender of the trunk as well. And this is a side bend, isometric. Good. And then you're gonna switch around. You could just switch the feet around. Actually, whoops. Actually, I'm gonna switch, take it out again. A bit easier that way. So just place the straps over the top of the feet. Make sure you keep tension as you go to the side. This can be a bit awkward, particularly when you've got a squat rack in the way. So toes into the back of the front foot. So keep the shoulder back, lift the hips up, squeeze at the bottom, then you're slowly going down and then driving up. Slowly down, up, pause. Make sure you're steady. If you lose the control, just drop down onto the floor, get your control, and then drive back up again. And also, if you feel the shoulder with this, then maybe don't do this exercise and do a side crunch instead. Okay, good job. And then we're going back onto the feet, and then we've got the mini jump squats to finish. So you're gonna grab just with a few fingers. So again, you can do just the speed squats if you like. If you've got dodgy knees, or your knees don't feel very good, then do it this way. Otherwise, you can do little mini jumps just to really burn out the quads. That's it. Just little jumps. It only needs to be like an inch off the floor. So this is just a bit lower impact, but it's still really challenging for the lower body. That's it. Keep going. A few more seconds. That's it. Keep nice upright posture. Chest up, knees forward, hip back, and rest there. All right, guys, that's the end of round 2. So if you have time, make sure to watch this video again, round 2, and do it for at least one more round, maybe even 2 if you feel energetic enough. And make sure to comment below and let me know what you think. And as always, guys, remember to be your best you. And if you like this channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button for future videos, and I'll see you very soon.
The Body Engineers.